Did you know that skincare can start in the laundry room? All Free Clear is the #1 laundry detergent brand recommended by dermatologists, allergists, and pediatricians for sensitive skin. All Free Clear is 100% free of dyes and perfumes. It provides an effective clean that's gentle on skin while removing impurities like dirt and body oil without leaving irritating residues. Plus, All Free Clear Liquid is Safer Choice certified by the U.S. EPA. For a clean you can feel good about, all you need is All Free Clear.
This is a Bramble Jam podcast.
Welcome to Girls Gone Hallmark, a Hallmark review podcast. I'm Megan, and I'm a longtime Hallmark fan.
I'm Wendy. I'm a former Hallmark hater.
Today we're discussing My Argentine Heart, which originally premiered on the Hallmark Channel on Saturday, January 18th, 2025, and is currently available to stream on Hallmark Plus. Join us after the podcast is over or during the podcast. Chat with us while you're listening to us on Instagram, where we are Girls Gone Hallmark.
Yeah, we have a Facebook group too if you'd like to join. It is Girls Gone Hallmark in Facebook groups. I'm going to leave a link in our website show notes. I'd also like to add we're over on Blue Sky. Megan, what's our name over there?
It should be Girls Gone Hallmark.
I think it is.
I actually tried to log in yesterday and realized I didn't know the password.
I think you set it up. Or did I set it up?
I think I set it up, but do you have the password? Otherwise, I'm just going to reset it and send it to both of us.
Just reset it and send it to both of us. Speaking of our website, hey, check it out. It's girlsgonehallmark.com. We have lots of fun stuff over there. If I may, can I share our #1 most read post right now?
Oh, please.
I did a deep dive on the new faces of The Way Home. Are the new, not the new characters, but the actors playing the new characters.
Yeah.
Or their younger versions. And it's like our most read article right now.
Yeah, by a huge margin.
A lot of people want to know who young Colton is.
That's right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, check it out. And the show notes that you see in your podcast player are very abbreviated versions of the actual show notes. So you can always click through to the full show notes on our website. There's a ton more information there.
Yeah, especially about the movies we're talking about. If you want to know where it was filmed or who played whom or whatever, all that information is there.
Yes, all that stuff that we mention in this episode. If you can't keep up.
I think Megan's having a hard time keeping up today, guys.
That's sad. I was just looking to see if there was any Hallmark news.
There's really not. I looked last night.
Nothing really going on in the world of Hallmark. Okay, let's jump into My Argentine Heart with a synopsis.
I love how you call it My Argentine Heart, because I call it My Argentine Heart. Tomato, tomato. That's all.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay.
I mean, I'm just making a note. That's all. So when I call it Argentine, I hope you don't come for me and be like, why are you calling it that?
I have absolutely no idea which is correct. So we'll use both.
Okay. Abril goes to Argentina to save her family ranch from being bought by her ex. But when outside forces threaten the ranch, the pair must come together, rekindling their love in the process.
My Argentine Heart was directed by Terry Ingram, a veteran Hallmark director with an impressive 97 credits to his name. Terry has helmed recent fan favorites such as Three Wiser Men and a Boy and The Real West.
The script was written by one of our favorite screenwriters, Joa Botkin, with 29 writing credits to her name. Joa has been especially busy in 2024, penning 6 scripts, including Trading Up Christmas, Savoring Paris, and Branching Out.
Julie Gonzalo stars as Abril. We saw her in Happy Holidays from Cherry Lane on Hallmark Plus and A Novel Noel on Hallmark Mystery, both from the 2024 holiday season.
Juan Pablo de Pace plays Ronald. I can't help it when I hear Ronald. I instantly think of Patrick
His name
Dempsey.
Is Ronald in this?
You know what?
I don't think it is.
His name is
I think
Diego.
It's Diego.
Why do my notes say Ronald?
Were you going to say it reminds you of Can't Buy Me Love?
Yeah, Ronald Donald. Always. Okay, his name is not Ronald, it's Diego in this movie. Anyway, moving on. Juan Pablo de Pace is best known for playing Fernando on Fuller House. Juan Pablo has also appeared in 2 other Hallmark movies, Raise a Glass to Love and Branching Out.
Alicio Barrionuevo plays Antonio. He's an Argentinian actor, and this is his first Hallmark project.
You are going to see a theme here for the next actors.
That's right.
Valentina Frioni. Sorry, guys.
You don't need to say it with a question mark at the end.
It is. Can you hear it?
I don't
hear
have
it
any
screaming?
Special intel.
She plays Cousin Belinda. She is also an Argentinian actor, and this is her 8th acting credit and first Hallmark role.
Ivan Nespeche Gil appears as Andres. With 48 previous acting credits, he appeared in 125 episodes of the Argentine series Romeo y Julieta.
Diego Lesque plays Greg. With 31 acting credits to his name, Diego has a strong background in Argentinian projects. He also appeared as Ava's admirer in the 1996 film Evita.
Uh-oh. Let's take a quick break and come right back for first impressions.
Did you know that skincare can start in the laundry room? All Free Clear is the #1 laundry detergent brand recommended by dermatologists, allergists, and pediatricians for sensitive skin. All Free Clear is 100% free of dyes and perfumes. It provides an effective clean that's gentle on skin while removing impurities like dirt and body oil without leaving irritating residues. Plus, All Free Clear Liquid is Safer Choice certified by the U.S. EPA. For a clean you can feel good about, all you need is All Free Clear.
If your small business is booming and ready to expand, you might say something like,
It's happening!
Booyah! Yeah! Crushed it.
but if you need someone who can actually help protect your growing business, just say,
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
and just like that, your State Farm agent can help you get the coverage you need for your new space. For your small business insurance needs, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
It is time for first impressions, and Wendy, if your first impression isn't the same as mine,
Well, you know that feedback we got about our reviews being too close, but I have a feeling we might be on the same page again with this one. My first impression, I did use ChatGPT to help me write it, and as I'm looking at it again this morning, I'm like, does this actually make sense? Here it goes. This movie moves slower than a tango in quicksand.
wow, we really missed the mark there because my first impression is say toaster pastry one more time.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. They did talk about toaster pastries a lot in this movie.
A lot. Get the damn rights to say Pop-Tarts, my gosh.
Yeah. Was she actually eating a Pop-Tart?
Well, the packaging said toaster pastry. They had gotten some.
No, I know, but
pastries.
was she ever putting it into her mouth? I can't remember if I actually saw a quote unquote toaster pastry.
Oh, I saw the toaster pastry. I'm not sure I ever saw her eat it, but they do show her like the actual product in the beginning of the movie.
Is it a Pop-Tart?
Or a Bobo Pop-Tart, like a Trader Joe's toaster pastry.
Ugh. I hate. Well, first of all, longtime listeners of Megan and Wendy know that Megan favors the toaster strudel over the Pop-Tart, and I think that is just
superior product.
I know. Are you kidding me? It is. No, this will go down as our number 2 fight behind E.T. is not a Halloween movie or whatever it is.
You don't even remember your stance on that one.
E.T. is not a Halloween movie.
Okay.
But Pop-Tarts are the better breakfast pastry that come out of a rectangle box.
Agree to disagree on that one.
Ugh, so gross. Toaster strudels. Get out of here.
They're so good, and then you put the frosting on, it gets all melty.
Disgusting.
The only advantage a Pop-Tart has over a toaster strudel is that you can eat it without toasting it. You can eat it straight out of the box.
Nobody wants that doughy toaster
I want that
strudel.
doughy. I'm like, give me that thick crust pizza. We went to one of those pizza places where you like build your own pizza. You know, they're everywhere, and they have a double dough option. I was like, yeah,
No,
baby.
girl.
I did not order it. simply for fear that I would be shamed, but I did want it.
I am team like Domino's cracker thin crust. So see, we are different people, guys.
That's right.
We are different people. Okay, we need listener Mike to come in hot with a Pop-Tarts. Say it one more time.
That's right.
Much appreciated. Please, please. Okay, can we talk about what we liked about this movie?
Sure.
I do have some likes, a few. You know what? From your first impression, I don't know if you liked it or not.
You're just going to have to wait and see.
Okay, there were a couple things I liked. The first thing I liked, they have this scene where I don't even know who shows up, but they're like, hey, let's sit around the dining table and like eat food and drink wine in the middle of the day and share stories and like talk. And I was like, wow, I love this kind of like cultural moment here because I think that is a very cultural moment. Mm-hmm. Do you remember the scene I'm talking about?
Yes, I enjoyed that as well.
It just was like nice. Like I can't stand sitting around a table and like rehashing like old memories. Like I don't find a ton of joy in that. But
Like
for
if you were out with like your high school friends, that wouldn't be like what you would fall into.
yeah, I guess I would, and that would be lovely. I'm just thinking about like at the holiday time because you know like I'm scarred, so like I don't, those kind of memories like evoke bad times. I do, and I can see like a lovely like lunch between old friends and that like just reminiscing, like that's so fun. That's lovely. Anyway, it was a really nice scene. I wondered, is it like an Argentine thing? You know, to like all the food and the wine and all that stuff. Or is
I think you're probably onto something there. I mean, my favorite scene is the party scene towards the end where, you know, there's a ton of food and everyone's drinking and talking and there's like trick horse performances. I know there's a word for that. I don't know what it is. I just thought it was very fun and full of life and kind of the vibe I wanted from the rest of the movie that I don't think the movie delivered for me.
Yes.
And I think if we had seen that throughout, it would have been a very different movie. It would have made me feel more invested in this ranch.
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
But I loved that scene. And throughout, I love the use of food. I love how much they talk about food. I love how much we see food. I love that we see them actually eating in certain parts. And there's food on the grill. I like when food becomes a character in a book or in a movie. And I really enjoyed all of that.
Something else I really enjoyed, I thought there were some very pretty visuals, especially the falls at the end, I thought were stunning. And when Diego and Abril go, when Diego and Abril, they go to like the downtown area. It's like vibrant and beautiful. There's like pink buildings and yellow buildings. It's just really quite pretty. And it was filmed in Buenos Aires. So what a lovely place. Like I would love to go see that.
Yeah, I think the thing that this series of movies has going for it is it's taken us out of like how many different places can we make big cities in Canada stand in for? And
Totally.
I have liked these on location shots. We're going to get one more of them next week. The other thing I liked about this movie, speaking of the scenery, is I liked that this movie used a majority of Argentine cast, including our two leads, both Julie and Juan Pablo are Argentinian actors. And I mean, I think obviously you're going to get like a supporting cast and a supporting crew that's local to the area often, just budget wise makes more sense, but we're not always going to see that carried through with the leads. And so I think that's meaningful that they got to make this movie together.
Yeah, I think so too. I agree with that. I do have a few more little likes, and they're just little ones. Diego's idea for the gaucho experience, hey, I'm into it. I would absolutely go to Argentina and be on a gaucho ranch or whatever for a week and get to do all the things. How amazing would that be?
100% sign me up.
I'm like, sign me up. And I felt like, well, we'll get to Abril and her business sense, but I was like, that's such a good idea. Why aren't you doing that? But okay. The next thing I really liked was, I talked about it up top, but I did think the tango scene between Abril and Diego was pretty sensual.
Me too.
I use like the benchmark is Ashley Williams and Andrew Walker.
Totally thought the same thing. Yeah.
In Jingle Bell Run. Great scene. I thought this was a close second. I thought this was, it didn't go on as long. And of course it was like interrupted and whatever, but I thought it was really nice. Thought it was nice.
I agree.
Two more little things. I liked when we finally get our leads to team up against the bad guy bank. And because everything leading up to that, I was like, I don't care. I don't care. Once we get everybody on the same page of like, now we're fighting, against like the big bad banker guy, then I was a little more invested. And finally, the very last thing, when the banker friend, and I don't even know what his name was, but when the banker friend shows up to the ranch and Diego, he's pretty funny here with his humor about like ghosts and like what, I mean, he's trying to sabotage it. I just think it's funny how it plays out.
Yeah, he does a nice job. And speaking of humor, I do appreciate that the name of the horses, Ross and Rachel and Megan the Stallion.
I thought that was so funny. He's like, let me introduce you to Ross and Rachel. I almost died. And that's Joa Botkin, right?
Totally.
Do you have any more likes?
Nope.
Wow. I feel like I had a lot of likes and maybe you had two?
Well, I was agreeing with a lot of your likes.
Okay, let's go for wishes, girl. Let me hear your wishes.
Well, I wanted more ranch stuff, as I mentioned up top. I understand logistically from a movie making standpoint, like budget and time and all of these things are the reason why we didn't see more of this, the reason why there's not more actors on screen and more action happening. But the most interesting scene to me was that party scene, and the rest of it just seems like Belle and Abril and Diego are like hanging out by themselves on this ranch, and it didn't make me invested in them keeping it because it didn't seem like this dynamic place that deserved fighting for.
Yo, wow.
Until we get to that scene, but it's too late at that point. I'm like, oh, okay, well, this is really cool. But prior to that, I'm like, there's nobody here. I mean, yes, they go on that trail ride and he takes that photo and there's those other people there, fine. But I feel like I didn't really care very much about the business side of this story at all. Mm-hmm. And I think maybe they could have made me care more had they drawn me in on the ranch earlier.
Yeah.
I have another wish.
Can I just piggyback on the business subplot here?
Yeah.
I agree that I thought it was like super flat and uninspired. And I thought like her efforts to save the ranch, it was not exciting because I kept questioning. I was like, is she really trying to save the ranch? Is she really tied to the ranch? Or is she just trying to prove herself as this businesswoman who made like a grave error in her business past and was trying to like, establish that she wasn't like a big risk?
Well, that's a good question because to me, I was like, why is she so dead set? Because in the beginning, she doesn't want to sell. She's like, we're going to figure out a way to make this work. But she doesn't want to stay there and run it. Mm-hmm. So she just wants to like own it and have it in her back pocket and maybe go visit it every once in a while. From the very beginning, before we learn about the loan and all this other nonsense, it's like Diego is the obvious choice. He cares about this place. He's going to maintain it as a place that you would like to return to and still have all those memories of. Mm-hmm. But you don't need to keep it in your business portfolio. So yeah, was she just trying to save it so that she could have this big win that she could be like, look what I did. Hire me now.
I really think that was the angle because why not sell it to Diego? I mean, he was asking like a fair price for it or whatever. Like she just was, and this whole trope of like, no, I'm not gonna sell my business. You're not gonna come in here and take my family business away. I was like, oh God. Put me out to pasture.
Well, and the idea that like, yes, his offer wasn't top dollar. We learn like financially she's fine because she's the one who comes in and saves the day by selling off her condo and taking this other job and all of these other things. So I felt torn about who to root for in this whole business. Like we're supposed to root for her, but I was kind of like, go Diego.
Yeah, I was not rooting for her at all. I was like, I don't care. Like, you haven't shown me, you left this place when you were 18 years old. You have not been back. And so that tells me, like, okay, you have some, like, fond memories of it, sure, but then what else? And Belinda not doing too great of a crack job owning the place. This whole cluelessness about like the loan stuff.
Yeah, there's no one is going to buy your loan and then not immediately contact you for payment.
I was like, this is giving like women a bad name. I felt like I was like, she's just like, oh, the loan just went away. I was just told, don't worry
about it.
I'm like, what? What?
Yeah, and we're supposed to be led to believe that they were like sold a bad deal, but look, this is not how life happens. Like, my mortgage was sold last year, and you better believe the new mortgage company like came knocking and let us know exactly where we could pay them. So
look, you know how quickly someone's knocking on my not literally, but like hunting me down for a $25 copay that maybe I didn't pay while in office and it was a month due.
Yeah, you're getting phone calls and texts and a letter in the mail.
And threatening letters about, yeah. So come on. And I'm like, give me a break. Like this was so frustrating to watch. It made me so mad. I was glad that Abril was like, well, that's not how that works.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that. But then of course she's like, oh no, like I really screwed up because she had to disclose, this like mystery loan to the banker friend. But, is there even any truth to this, that like this guy who was now going to be an investor realizes his bank owns the loan? So now he's just going to come in and take the ranch? Can that happen?
I mean, it seems like you shouldn't be able to like foreclose on a loan if you haven't made any actual effort to collect on the loan prior.
Right.
But I suppose not paying a loan for many, 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 many years because the loan happened when they were children probably is a problem.
It's so dumb. Okay, here's some other things I didn't like or wished for. This movie was so incredibly slow. Like the dialogue, the scenes between the people, there was nothing dynamic about it. And I just was like, oh my gosh, is this thing going to end? There was no urgency. There was no momentum in the story. Like, am I wrong here?
No, I don't think you're wrong. So I wondered if it was perhaps an attempt to like portray a slower pace of life. Like,
interesting point.
We live in Southern California. Life here is fast paced. And I think maybe the idea here is like just slow down and enjoy the scenery, which I like. However, I think you're right that the execution of it didn't make it feel like slow and leisurely. It made it feel almost a little painful. And Julie Gonzalo seems to be sick throughout this. Like her voice is
voice. I thought so too. A little raspy. Yeah.
Which fine, right? Like you show up, you did the job. Great. I wondered if that affected energy levels, but also there are scenes where it seems like she's trying to infuse a little bit of that Hallmark energy into them and nobody around her is matching that energy. And like, there's scenes where she's laughing and I just thought no one rises up to that. And to me, it just felt like she was operating at a different frequency that everybody else was. It didn't work for me.
Yeah, I hear you. Good point about her energy level being different. Yeah, you're right. It was. Speaking of Julie Gonzalo and Juan Pablo de Pace, I did not find them totally believable as like a couple. And
I think they've got great friend energy.
There was just a lot of things. Like, first of all, I'm not sure I bought into they had this like childhood love story, right? And then they went their separate ways when they were 18 and they're both like harboring these feelings. I'm like, how far are we out? Like, I don't know how old these characters are supposed to be, but like at least 20 years, right? And I'm like,
20?
Plus.
They're that old? You think they're that old?
Yes, I do. 20
Or
from
meant-
18? Yes, I do. You don't think they're nearing 40?
Maybe.
Yes, girl. I do. Whatever.
I mean,
Call me
I don't think
ageist.
No, maybe they are. I don't know that it's. I can buy that, like, you rekindle a youthful romance. I just didn't buy that these two were.
Well, not even that. I can definitely buy like rekindling a youthful romance for sure, but like when we meet them, like when they see each other for the first time, it's not like there's no tension there. There's no sexual tension there. You know what I mean? It's just more like she's annoyed at him and like fully disses him as this caretaker of, I thought, oh my God, like so rude. But there was no like chemistry between them that made me think like, ooh, I'm rooting for them to get back together at the end. And when they do get back together at the end, it's only after like she's like, no, I'm going back to Boston because I got a life there and I'm whatever, right? And then she decides, okay, I'll stay. It just was.
Yeah, when she comes to him at that party and she's like, wait, let me be your partner. And he was like, here. And she's like, no, I'm going to Boston. He was like, yeah, get out. I think there are times where he forgives her too quickly.
I mean, in typical Hallmark fashion, right?
Sure.
But yeah. Do you have any other wishes?
I do. First of all, having a resume gap isn't that weird. Things happen in life, but when you have a resume gap, you come prepared with a line to explain it. And whether that line is fabricated BS or not, it doesn't matter. You cannot simply dance around the question of like, well, I think what matters here. No, what matters here is that you answer the question. Give them a reason to understand why you weren't working for a year. And there's a lot of good reasons why that would be the case. Okay? Then,
wait, can I stop you there though? Like the way my eyes rolled so hard at the top of this movie where like she just was like persona non grata because she was involved in like in a bad business deal. And he's like, whoa, you're too high risk. I can't hire you. Like you tell me
I know
that
who you are. Come on.
There are not men who have done terrible bad deals too. Like, look, I know, whatever, Wendy gone woke, but like, it just.
But it's not Enron. Like, come on, the idea that they all know who she is because she did one bad business deal.
Exactly.
My final wish is I believe we might be pushing the boundaries of the number of interrupted kisses we can have in one movie.
Oh, yeah.
When the interruption is via the same plot device, which is her ringing phone. I did think the I hate your phone line was a great line delivered by Diego. I do like the idea that we're showing her as someone who's like more invested in her work than she is in her relationships here. But 2 kisses interrupted by the phone was one too many for me.
Gotcha. Okay.
Time for Did You See That?
Yeah, I have a couple.
Yeah, me too. Go ahead.
The first one is Abril says the line, he smells money in the water. And that's not the saying. The saying is smells blood in the water. And I just was like, what? Okay. Also, this is more commentary. They have Abril in outside of the gaucho pants, they have her in skinny jeans. And I would love to know, are skinny jeans like do they remain a costuming go-to because they're like sleek and camera friendly? You know, because now like baggy jeans are kind of like what's in, right?
And I have to assume they're more, quote, flattering on camera.
Yeah, I think so too.
That's my guess, yeah.
I need Keith Nielsen to weigh in, please. What are your Did You See That's?
Well, speaking of her clothing, Abril leaves for the airport in a blazer and arrives at the waterfall in a dress.
Oh, I didn't notice.
But that's my biggest Did You See That? The other one is there are several scenes throughout where they have bugs landing on them, and I would just like to point out that it is incredible dedication to your character to not be constantly swatting away the bugs that are swarming around. Like, they're outside, they're on a ranch, there's bugs. I get it, but I am anti-bug, and I would not have been able to keep my cool with like the number of bugs.
You guys should see when one of those like Japanese green beetles gets near Megan. She freaks out.
Well, look, they fly right at you. Like, they will just die. They get stuck in my hair. The whole thing. They seem to have some sort of Megan radar on them because they do come for me. What did you rate? Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, all right, what'd you rate?
What did you rate my Argentine Heart?
I gave it 2 stars.
Me too.
Gosh.
Someone's going to get mad at us. Sorry, guys.
It is what it is.
It did have me wishing for the fast-paced nonsense of polar opposites.
You know, we recently launched a broadcast channel in our Instagram. I don't even know where you locate that at, but
You can find it in our Instagram bio. There's like a link to it. It says
Excellent.
GGH Hangout.
Megan had asked on there, like, she was trying to take the temperature, wanted to know if people liked this movie, and a lot of people really did. So maybe we're in the minority.
Well, what was weird was I think you posted a poll and the poll was largely positive. And so I was like, wait a minute, what am I missing here? Like, what did you love? And a lot of the commentary that came through agreed with me. So maybe different people are voting in the poll than are typing out commentary. But that broadcast channel, we started it on a whim last week, and it's actually been a really cool, it's just like direct messaging directly with followers. It's more of a conversation because people can see what other people have posted in reaction. It's not just like everyone's in our DMs and we have to share what we want to share situation.
Yeah.
But I do continue to share it to our stories because unless you're looking for it in our bio, like you don't know that it's there. So you can find it directly in our bio, the broadcast. Someone DM'd me, they were like, is this a scam? I was like, no, it's real.
Is this a scam?
We're not trying to steal your information.
Everybody's on high alert right now in terms of like, are you trying to steal my data?
Instagram might be, but we personally are not trying to do anything.
We just want to talk Hallmark. That's it. I swear.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Girls Gone Hallmark, a Bramble Jam podcast. We'll be back tomorrow talking to Nina Weinman-Swift, Hallmark writer extraordinaire. Come back for that. And we'll be back with The Way Home on Friday. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.
All right, friends, before we go, just a quick heads up. You're about to hear some ads. These little gems help us keep the show running and the Hallmark love flowing. So do with that info what you will. Grab a snack, hit the skip button, or maybe, just maybe, listen in and discover your new favorite product.
Did you know that skincare can start in the laundry room? All Free Clear is the #1 laundry detergent brand recommended by dermatologists, allergists, and pediatricians for sensitive skin. All Free Clear is 100% free of dyes and perfumes. It provides an effective clean that's gentle on skin while removing impurities like dirt and body oil without leaving irritating residues. Plus, All Free Clear Liquid is Safer Choice certified by the US EPA. For a clean you can feel good about, all you need is All Free Clear.
Let's say your small business has a problem, like maybe one of your doggy daycare customers had an accident. You might say something like,
Doggone it.
Hi, Chihuahua.
Holy schnauzers.
but if you need someone who can actually help, just say,
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
and get help filing a claim from your local State Farm agent. For your small business insurance needs, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
If this were a Reese's TV ad, you'd be staring at a Reese's peanut butter cup. And sure, my voice is peanut buttery smooth, but still, you need to see the peanut butter cups, right? No? I can really just say Reese's and you'll go get some? Okay, Reese's. 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 Really working, actually. Reese's. Reese's. I'm on to something. Reese's. Reese's. Reese's.
Always so fresh, delicious, and nutritious, Eggland's Best Eggs fuel the body with 6 times more vitamin D, 10 times more vitamin E, and 25% less saturated fat compared to ordinary eggs. Visit egglandsbest.com to learn more.
Bye.
Did you know that skincare can start in the laundry room? All Free Clear is the #1 laundry detergent brand recommended by dermatologists, allergists, and pediatricians for sensitive skin. All Free Clear is 100% free of dyes and perfumes. It provides an effective clean that's gentle on skin while removing impurities like dirt and body oil without leaving irritating residues. Plus, All Free Clear liquid is Safer Choice certified by the U.S. EPA. For a clean you can feel good about, all you need is All Free Clear.
If your small business is booming and ready to expand, you might say something like,
It's happening.
Booyah!
Crushed it.
but if you need someone who can actually help protect your growing business, just say,
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
and just like that, your State Farm agent can help you get the coverage you need for your new space. For your small business insurance needs, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Reese's peanut butter cups are the greatest, but let me play devil's advocate here. Let's see. So, no, that's a good thing. That's definitely not a problem. Reese's, you did it. You stumped this charming devil.
Nothing brings us together like Eggland's best eggs. Always so fresh and delicious, plus superior nutrition like 6 times more vitamin D, 10 times more vitamin E, and 25% less saturated fat compared to ordinary eggs. For us, it's eggs any style, as long as they're the best. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs. Visit egglandsbest.com to learn more.
Did you know that skincare can start in the laundry room? All Free Clear is the #1 laundry detergent brand recommended by dermatologists, allergists, and pediatricians for sensitive skin. All Free Clear is 100% free of dyes and perfumes. It provides an effective clean that's gentle on skin while removing impurities like dirt and body oil without leaving irritating residues. Plus, All Free Clear liquid is Safer Choice certified by the U.S. EPA. For a clean you can feel good about, all you need is All Free Clear.
Let's say your small business has a problem, like maybe one of your doggy daycare customers had an accident. You might say something like,
Doggone it.
Hi, Chihuahua.
Holy schnauzers.
but if you need someone who can actually help, just say,
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
and get help filing a claim from your local State Farm agent. For your small business insurance needs, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Why are there ridges on Reese's peanut butter cups? Probably so they never slip from her hands. Could you imagine? I'd lose it. Luckily, Reese's thought about that. Wonder what else they think about. Probably chocolate and peanut butter.
Always so fresh, delicious, and nutritious, Eggland's best eggs fuel the body with 6 times more vitamin D, 10 times more vitamin E, and 25% less saturated fat compared to ordinary eggs. Visit egglandsbest.com to learn more.
Did you know that skincare can start in the laundry room? All Free Clear is the #1 laundry detergent brand recommended by dermatologists, allergists, and pediatricians for sensitive skin. All Free Clear is 100% free of dyes and perfumes. It provides an effective clean that's gentle on skin while removing impurities like dirt and body oil without leaving irritating residues. Plus, All Free Clear liquid is Safer Choice certified by the U.S. EPA. For a clean you can feel good about, all you need is All Free Clear.
If your small business has a problem, you could say,
Ugh, just my luck.
but you should say,
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
and we'll help get you back in business. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Reese's peanut butter cups are the greatest, but let me play devil's advocate here. Let's see. So, no, that's a good thing. That's definitely not a problem. Reese's, you did it. You stumped this charming devil.
Nothing brings us together like Eggland's best eggs. Always so fresh and delicious, plus superior nutrition like 6 times more vitamin D, 10 times more vitamin E, and 25% less saturated fat compared to ordinary eggs. For us, it's eggs any style, as long as they're the best. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs. Visit egglandsbest.com to learn more.
Did you know that skincare can start in the laundry room? All Free Clear is the #1 laundry detergent brand recommended by dermatologists, allergists, and pediatricians for sensitive skin. All Free Clear is 100% free of dyes and perfumes. It provides an effective clean that's gentle on skin while removing impurities like dirt and body oil without leaving irritating residues. Plus, All Free Clear liquid is Safer Choice certified by the U.S. EPA. For a clean you can feel good about, all you need is All Free Clear.
If your small business has a problem, you could say,
Ugh, just my luck.
but you should say,
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
and we'll help get you back in business. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Why are there ridges on Reese's peanut butter cups? Probably so they never slip from her hands. Can you imagine? I'd lose it. Luckily, Reese's thought about that. Wonder what else they think about. Probably chocolate and peanut butter.
Always so fresh, delicious, and nutritious, Eggland's Best Eggs fuel the body with 6 times more vitamin D, 10 times more vitamin E, and 25% less saturated fat compared to ordinary eggs. Visit egglandsbest.com to learn more.